take us into halftime. Well, some extracurriculars. Here is both teams head to their respective benches. Defensive possession. Clark. Oh! From another stratosphere!
I didn't mention these minor catfights over the weekend while talking about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Felines because I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. Sports are highly emotional. Arguments are gonna happen. Hell, you put 10 women on the court or even in the same room together, and I guarantee you an argument is gonna happen at some point. We are going to see fights in the WNBA throughout the season. That is normal. Although I will say it does seem to happen with more regularity with Caitlin Clark. She does seem to be the most attacked player in the league. I wonder why. But either way, minor fights on the court, no big deal. What is a big deal is an unknown WNBA player getting on social media and endorsing physical threats against the Great White Hope. I don't know why athletes are on social media to begin with. It's nothing but trouble. Nothing good can come from it. The discourse on social media, it is supposed to be for the fans, not for the players. Several times a week, I will read through your comments here on YouTube. I'll be honest with you. A lot of you guys are very funny. Even some of the comments that cross the boundaries of quote-unquote decency, some of them can be funny. But I'm very, very careful with the comments that I give the little heart thing to. If you say something questionable, if you say something that could be misinterpreted or twisted into something that it's not, and I like it, which is essentially me endorsing what you're saying, then it could potentially be trouble for me. The way I see it, the comment section belongs to you guys. You guys can say whatever you want in the comment section because you really have nothing to lose. If your YouTube account gets suspended, no big deal. If my YouTube account gets suspended, I'll have an angry wife, angry teenager, along with an angry Oreo wondering why there is no longer food on the table. When it comes to questionable online discourse, whether you're an athlete or a content creator or someone in the media, it's best to just stay out of it. But for some reason, WNBA players and Kevin Durant just can't seem to grasp this simple concept. I know WNBA players are used to being unknown. They are used to showing ID at family reunions. They are used to being rejected while trying to gain access to VIP. They are used to playing in dimly lit high school gyms where cell phone flashlights are used as a source of light. But with Caitlin Clark in the league, you now have a massive spotlight on pretend basketball, and that spotlight shines both on and off the court. Everything is magnified, everything is scrutinized, especially when an unknown player like Tiffany Hayes endorses a comment on social media threatening physical violence against the Great White Hope. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. So we're going to get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Glenn is one of my longtime viewers. He's been watching me here on the channel for years. Several months ago, he strained his shoulder while picking up his dog to take her outside. He thought the pain would go away, but weeks later, Glenn was still dealing with shoulder pain. Over-the-counter meds were doing nothing for his pain. Like most of my daily viewers, Glenn had been hearing me talk about the efficiency of the CBD from Sugar Mountain Trading for a couple of years now. So, a few weeks ago, Glenn ordered his first bottle of CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain. He applied the lotion to his shoulder. Several minutes later, pain gone. My uncle has been using the CBD from Sugar Mountain Trading since around Thanksgiving to alleviate his pain so he can go to sleep at night. He was using pain meds, but he doesn't even take the pain medication anymore because he doesn't need it. The CBD effectively alleviates his pain. I have countless stories from viewers, friends, family. They all tell me the same thing. They cannot believe this stuff actually works. Hell, there's a reason Sugar Mountain Trading has been with me here on the channel for almost 2 years now. My audience keeps buying their CBD because Sugar Mountain Trading is the real deal. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use my promo code BTL25, BTL25. Receive 25% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Friday night, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever defeated the unknown Vikings from Golden State. During the third quarter, Caitlin Clark drained a three while being guarded by Tiffany Hayes. Excuse me, I don't go by Tiffany anymore. I am now identifying as Tip Hayes. What? Tip? Tip. Are you serious? Uncle KC only recognizes one Tip. That name belongs to the legendary Clifford Harris, better known as T.I., also known as Uncle KC's favorite rapper. I refuse to disrespect his legacy by allowing an unknown WNBA player to essentially steal his name. But anyway, Caitlin Clark drains a three in the face of Tiffany Hayes. After the shot, they exchange a few words. You can't guard me. I'm the Great White Hope. Boo-boo, I ain't afraid of no white girl. This is our league. During their post-game press conference, Tiffany Hayes was caught on a hot mic complaining about the officiating. They give that white girl all the calls. If they officiated the white girl like they officiate us oppressed minorities, the white girl would foul out in the first quarter. No big deal, right? Jealous WNBA players have been complaining about Caitlin Clark since she came into the league. They've also complained about the officiating, complained about their salaries, complained about their travel accommodations, complained about media coverage, complained about too many white people buying tickets. I mean, this is what WNBA players do. They complain. So Tiffany Hayes complaining is no big deal. It's normal. But this is not normal. Check it out for yourself. As you can see, an anonymous fan is making vague threats towards Caitlin Clark, and an anonymous WNBA player not only endorsed the threat by liking it, she also replied to the threat by saying, "Girl, that's real. We keep it 100. In fairness to Tiffany Hayes, do I think this threat is serious? No. Do I think this was playful banter between a WNBA player and a fan? Probably so. But here's the problem for the WNBA. You have set a precedent against this kind of discourse. Remember last year when the WNBA launched their latest doofus slogan, "No space for hate, no space for hate. We are a league of feminine love." Remember last year when the WNBA investigated fans of the Indiana Fever because Angel Reese claimed to be the victim of mythical racism? They launched a full investigation into the Fever fan base, also known as the only fan base keeping this turd afloat. Of course, they didn't find a damn thing, but the precedent has been set. The WNBA front office, they have promised we will keep our players safe. We protect our players from any and all criticism. This dump of a league doesn't want their players to be criticized, much less vaguely threatened. So, what are they going to do about this threat to Caitlin Clark? Better yet, how would the WNBA handle this situation if the roles were reversed? Let's pretend for a second that an angry group of Caitlin Clark fans, or as WNBA players prefer to call them, an angry group of racists. Let's pretend for a second that an angry group of Caitlin Clark fans are talking negatively online about Tiffany Hayes. Most of the comments are aimed at her poor performance on the court, but there's one particular comment that could be construed as a threat to Tiffany Hayes. "Hey, Kate, I got some cousins in the backwoods of Iowa. They'll ride their tractors down at dawn, and your darn tootin' will handle business. You just let me know, you hear?" In this pretend scenario, not only does Caitlin Clark like the comment, she also replies and says, "Hey, Remus, that's real. Thanks for your support." How would the mainstream media react? How would WNBA players react? "This is so racist! The evil white man is threatening an oppressed minority. This is so scary and traumatizing!" The WNBA would launch an investigation. They would track down the IP address, and the diversity deputies would be knocking on his front door with a warrant for violating the woke commandments. But that is a pretend scenario. The question is, how is the WNBA going to handle this very real scenario? Now, you got to remember, there are a lot of Caitlin Clark fans who believe that she is being targeted by jealous WNBA players. For normal people, this doesn't make sense. Why would you want to butcher the cash cow? Why would you want to turn the golden goose into the polished turd? But during her rookie season, WNBA players were blinded by jealousy, and there were several instances where they were overly physical with the Great White Hope. Last year, the WNBA claimed that they would not tolerate threatening comments made about their players. Now, again, do I think this threat is serious? No. But the claims of fake racism against Caitlin Clark fans, that wasn't serious either. And the WNBA investigated those even though we all knew they were fake. We have actual evidence here of a fan threatening Caitlin Clark and a WNBA player endorsing it. So, what is the WNBA going to do about it? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.